What's good with it in the hood with it, man? Gunner's profiles. I'm kicking back at the pad and watching TV. I'm watching this fight over and over again, and I'm just thinking, I'm watching every angle of the Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis fight, and I'm seeing where Ryan went wrong. Now, there's been a lot of people that have a lot to say about the situation. A lot of people are speaking on Ryan's name, talking about he's not Mexican enough, he's not raza, he didn't defend our honor. He doesn't have to defend our honor. We have to defend our own honor. He's a grown man. He went in and he did what he did. Now, there's a lot of people saying it was a setup. They're talking about the rehydration clause. They're talking about, just so many different things. And the funny thing is, it keeps resorting back to being racial, or keeps resorting back to, a lot of he said, she said. Now, here's the facts. Poetik Flakko opened his big fat mouth and he said that he believes Ryan Garcia is not raza enough because he didn't fight like the classic Mexican fighter. What is a classic Mexican fighter? Everybody's different. Because that man got that liver shot and he took a knee, a lot of people are saying it was a fake shot. But until you've experienced that, see, I haven't experienced that. Until you've experienced that, you don't know how it feels. You don't know the delayed intensity to the body, to the nervous system, and the damage that it does. It takes its toll on the body. There's been several boxers that have experienced it. Oscar Delahoya, you see his ugly mug on the thumbnail, him being one. Now, trip out. Oscar Delahoya wasn't in the ring to congratulate Tank or Ryan on a good job on even making an event like that. See, Raza, what we need to understand is this. We're just now being let on the grand stage more often than not. Back in the days we had Julio Cesar Chavez. Of course, we still have Canelo, and now the Mexican monster, David Benavidez. We're just now opening doors. Now, there's been a lot of Mexican fighters in the past, and yes, they have fought like warriors. It's in their spirit. It's in their blood. It comes from the Aztec, the Aztec blood that courses through their veins, or the Mayans or Incas, or whatever the case may be. It comes from the indigenous people and the struggles and the hardships of the culture. But at the same time, it's not instilled in everyone. See, that's what myself, Dubs, Rojo, Marvelous, this is what we preach. This is what we try to indoctrinate and educate people into learning your culture, learning your cultura, learning that we're a proud people, a fighting people, but at the same time, we're people. Everybody's different. Now, of course, Poetik Flakko saying that Ryan Garcia ain't raza enough. See, he's never lived a day as being a raza. And that's not to belittle the man, because he has the right to his opinion. He has a platform and he can say what he wants to say. But it seems like every time there's an opportunity to take a jab at the raza, he intends to do it. He intends to hold no punches, to go for the liver shots. But I don't think we're going to take a standing 8 count. I think we're going to get up. I don't think we're going to take a knee. When you recognize his filth and you recognize his character flaws, you understand that he has something against the people. Now, he's just speaking his opinion, but at the same time, and he's entitled to that, it's definitely not an opinion that I'm accustomed to accepting, because it always seems like his opinion is biased, or his opinion is against the truer belief or the bigger picture. When it comes to the raza, whatever is in the negative light, he tries to bring to the light. And this was a perfect opportunity for him to go ahead and do that. I don't know why. What he needs to do before he gives any opinions is he needs to get in that gym and give that elliptical an opinion. The opinion is, and my opinion is, get with it. Now, he's entitled to say what he wants to say. And you're entitled as a people to feel how you want to feel about Ryan. Now, I know Ryan's family. Strong, proud Mexican family. A good family. He comes from good stock. He comes from good people. He comes from good gente. To say he took a dive or that shot didn't affect him. We'll never know. We'll never know. But just knowing the people he comes from, I know he comes from a strong, proud people. No, like I said, everything is watered down now in this world. Not everybody thinks the same. It's all about the bag. It's all about the money. It's not about heritage or culture or education or just being that one to stand out amongst the rest to lead the people. This is boxing we're talking about. This ain't no fucking presidential race. He's not going for the governor. He went in there to entertain people, and you're entertained. If it would have been the reverse and he would have got Tank, then everybody would be saying, "Oh, he's the king of the raza. He's doing it for the raza. Don't. This for la raza." And to me, that makes it a racial thing. Now, I myself knew from the gate that Tank stood a great chance of winning. And I also knew Ryan had a chance of winning. I chose to rock with Ryan, not because he was Mexican, not because he was a brown man, not because it would make me proud to see a brown man win, but more so is because I believe in his character. Now, when he took that knee, I was just like the rest of you guys, pretty devastated. Devastated because I was losing a lot of money, first and foremost. And second of all, it's because initially, just like everyone else, I felt like, man, he's letting our people down. But again, he wasn't fighting for our people. He was fighting for himself. When you go in there, there's only one man in that ring. Two men, actually. One on the opposing side and yourself. So what that man did, he truly did for himself. Now, he's going to have to live with the repercussions of his actions. He's going to have to live with forever having a no mas moment. Right? But he'll get over it. He'll learn. He's young. So he still has the heart of a lion, the heart of a king. He still has a chance to become a champion. Now, as far as Delahoya goes, I felt slighted as a person that's cheered Delahoya on for many years and rocked with them. Identified with some of the, not with the fishnet stockings, Oscar. Never identified with that, nor the Bud Light. But I'm going to tell you, I definitely identified with the way that he did. He did in the 90s put the raza on his back because he said that. See, he proclaimed that. When you go out there and you say that's what you're about and that's the flag that you carry, then you have to be about that. Oscar was a great champion for the people. He was a great champion for boxing. But somewhere along the line, he lost his way. The bag got too big and he got greedy. And a little coke money never hurt nobody, I guess. Oscar definitely let me down and the people down by walking out on Ryan and not being there in his darkest moment when he needed him the most. And I think that's going to show Ryan, who to mess with next, where to go from here. It's a great learning experience. Separate the snakes from the grass, and then the grass will be greener. Now, Oscar came with this lame excuse that, he was getting death threats, and he maybe so, but you're Oscar De La Hoya. You got money, you got bodyguards. You're on center stage with all the people. I highly doubt anyone's going to push up on you. And why? Why would you get death threats? Because you wore high heels and makeup? I don't see that, man. I don't see that as that being the case. I see that as lies. I see that as frivolous lies. I think Oscar De La Hoya, real talk, just backed out of the situation. He knew there was a lot of questions coming. He woofed a lot. He talked a lot. And that's promoting. That he's a promoter. That's selling the fight, of course. A lot of the times, just like with myself and Cholo Trucker, we said a lot of things to one another. We never got too outlandish, but we said a lot of things to one another that truly in our heart we didn't mean. We said a lot of things to belittle your opponent. It's called mind games. It's called promotion. It's selling the fight. At the end of the day, 99% of these boxers, 99% of these athletes, they get along. They have no beef. Prior to them signing a contract to fight, they're all cool, sparring each other, boxing each other. Then all of a sudden, when they sign this contract, they become bitter enemies and rivals. It doesn't take a smart person to figure that out. We've been doing this long enough to understand that's part of the game. Now, if you get entrenched and you start believing the unbelievable, then you're on some WWE shit. And that's cool. That's fine. Whatever you want to believe, whatever makes you spend that money for that pay-per-view, that's what it's all about at the end, to get what's in your pocket up out of it. Now, with Oscar turning his back on his fighter, he also will reap what he sows. He's going to be rich. He's going to carry on, but his legacy took a hit. People that truly believed in Oscar and backed his play for whatever reason, whether it was about the raza or whether it was because they're a fan of his or whether it's because they like drinking Bud Light. Either way, whatever it was that fired you up about Oscar, I think he took a big hit, and a lot of people don't understand. Now, he came with this lame story that he was getting death threats, and that Bernard Hopkins was excluded from the arena or from entering the ring because of touching Tank Davis, and there was allegations, I guess, that Tank Davis said that he tried to put some type of hormone on him. I don't know. He was trying to transition him right there. Whatever the case may be, it was a fight. It was fucking entertainment. Nothing more, nothing less. Oscar chose as a man to do what he did, and he left Ryan. He didn't let Ryan's father know, hey, I'm getting death threats. It's getting ugly. I'm going to have to get up out of here. He just disappeared on him. And Ryan's darkest moment, when Ryan just was defeated on the grandest stage of them all. And what do you expect Ryan to think? He's still a kid. He's still a young man. He needs guidance. When you're a promoter, when you got him on your promotional team, you're supposed to stand with him through thick and thin. He chose not to do that. And now you got a whole bunch of bloggers and YouTubers and people talking shit and giving their opinion. Now I myself looked at it analytically, and I did see him go down on that knee, and then he sprang right up at the count of 10. But we don't know what's going through that man's mind. From my perspective, from the way I'm thinking, this is exactly what I think, gente. Spensa la tira. I'm going to give it to you however you like it or not. I believe he could have continued. But I believe when he got dropped in that second round, his mindset was done. He was done. Boxing is not only physical, it's 95% mental. And his mental capacity to comprehend or to even want to take another hit from Tank, because Tank hits hard. There's no doubt about it. It doesn't take a fucking a blind man can see that. Just like Eddie Murphy can see Delahoya in fishnet stockings, Ray Charles can see that hit hurt. And it's definitely a situation where he had to look out for his investments. He made an executive decision. Now, I know he let a lot of people down, lost a lot of people money, but that's the game. That's the gamble. You want to put money on a person because you like the way they look or the way they smell or, the way they throw a punch or whatever the case may be, or you're just going for the underdog because the odds are that if you can capture that moment, you're going to come up. That's fine. You can't complain when you lose money. You can be mad. You can be kind of upset. You can be broke for that month. But you'll always bounce back because real ones do real things and they go out there and they get it. What leaves will come back. Just like a hoe. You know what I mean? Once she leaves, she'll come back knocking at your door. It's just what it is. And if she don't, so I was scared that's because Tyrone put it on her. Now, I'll say this. When it comes to Poetik Flakko, he needs to shut his fat mouth. He shouldn't be speaking about people not knowing the situation they're in. He's never been a boxer, you can clearly tell. He's never got inside of a ring. I don't even think the Vatos ever fought anyone, according to him. So for him to say that Ryan is not a raza, he's going with the narrative that's being put out there. He's going with what people are saying, and he's also taking a jab and a chance to belittle the raza, to belittle the people. He's making it racial. I'm not. What I'm making it is real. Okay? Tank won that fight. Congratulations to his team, his trainers. He's that one. He is that one. There's levels to this shit, and he's definitely on that top tier level. Ryan's on that second tier. Ryan's too young, but there's no excuses. There's rehydration clauses and all this. Hey, he signed the contract. He know what he signed up for, and that's just that. As far as Oscar De La Hoya turning his back on him, I don't care what Oscar says, what excuses he makes up. He should have been there through thick and thin no matter what. So that's if you're going to get clipped, get clipped in the middle of the ring. Go out where you went out. But anyone should know better than anyone how it feels to take a liver shot, because Ryan took one from Bernard Hopkins, his business partner, who wasn't there either. Now, Bernard Hopkins, I've always respected that man. I've always thought about him on the higher level. For him not to be in that ring, maybe there's some truth to the testosterone thing or how they felt, the allegations, because I could not see Bernard Hopkins turning his back on Ryan. Having been a boxer, having been through the gutter and knowing exactly what it is to get there, coming from nothing, you would think that Bernard Hopkins would sympathize and understand. But the bag is a horrible and a terrible thing and a powerful thing. And most people don't care about the fighters. That's always been the situation. As Don King, as said, Mike Tyson, they'll tell you. The situation is everyone is going to utilize the sweat off the brown and black man's brow and the white man, just the woods, brother, to get that bag. If you can get a nice, comfortable bag off of two warriors going in that ring and fighting, why not, right? We're betting to get one. Let me tell you something. Both of those guys need to be commended for putting on a spectacle. Maybe not the greatest boxing match we ever seen, but they sure had us convinced. At the end of the day, there's no excuses. Ryan went in there; he'll be back. Depending on what promotional team he joins. I've heard rumors that he's leaving Golden Boy for Mayweather Productions. Promotions. I think that would probably be the best thing in his best interest. But what you need to keep around you is family. Familia. Somos familia is family is number one. You know, nunca. Family. You got to keep your family, no one else around you, those that you trust. No entourage, no fucking weirdos from YouTube. Keep your family around you. Those are the ones that are going to be there no matter what, sometimes. Oscar De La Hoya definitely turned his back on him. He can make any excuse that he wants, but I guarantee he'll be there when they sign the checks. That's facts, right? As far as Bernard Hopkins goes, I don't want to speak on that man without knowing the situation totally through and through. But then again, I'd be taking Oscar's word on it, and I'm not going to do that. Anyways, with that being said, gente, I just wanted to speak on it. A lot of people are speaking on the situation with Ryan, and Poetik Flakko is the last person on God's green fat earth that we need speaking on the people, because he's definitely trying to make it a racial thing. If you agree, let me know in the comments. If you don't, and you think I'm being off with it, then let that be known too. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose, get everything that you want coming to you. And remember, at the end of the day, it's not only about raza. It's not only about the brothers, man. It's about people. Make way, because the people need to make our way. The gun. Bang, bang.